Google Pixel 9 launch event live coverage, all the news. By Umar Shakir, a news writer fond of the electric vehicle lifestyle and things that plug in via USB-C. He spent over 15 years in IT support before joining The Verge. We covered Google's Pixel 9 launch event live from the company headquarters in Mountain View, California, and here's everything we've seen so far. Other than the base Pixel 9, the rest of the phone lineup has gone Pro, including the Pro 9, Pro 9 XL, and the newly renamed Pro 9 Fold. A bunch of the company's big AI magic is also in the new cameras, which can do things like add people in the photo after it's taken. Whether you're interested in the return of the ear wing in the new Pixel Buds 2 Pro, the thin bezels and larger versions of a new Pixel Watch 3 bringing software updates that span across health, fitness and interconnectivity, or even fresh new phone colors, scroll down to see all of the updates from the event and afterward as we take a look at the new devices. Every time Google dinged Apple during its Pixel 9 launch event. In between the reveal of new Pixel phones and AI features at its event today, Google snuck in a few burns targeted at Apple. Some were subtle, others far from it. While it's not uncommon for companies like Google to draw comparisons to competitors during big events like this, Google seemed to sprinkle references to Apple all throughout its showcase. Maybe that's because Google has become especially competitive in the AI industry, which Apple has only just barely begun to dip into. How Google's new Pixel 9 phones differ from one another and don't. At its most recent Made by Google event, the monopolistic search giant announced 4 new phones: the Pixel 9, Pixel 9 Pro, Pixel 9 Pro XL, and Pixel 9 Pro Fold. This is more phones than Google has ever sold at once, especially when you throw in the mid-range Pixel 8a from May, making the decision on which to get somewhat confusing. So, we thought it might be helpful to explain the key differences and similarities between the 4 new models and succinctly lay out all the finer specs for you to peruse. Hopefully, this will help you choose between the new Pixels, which are set to launch in waves on August 22 and September 4. Google says Pixel cameras don't take photos, they create memories. A big wired piece with the Google team behind the Pixel cameras just hit. Let's gaze upon the philosophical justification for the ongoing AI-powered what is a photo apocalypse. To Reynolds and the broader Pixel camera team, it's not necessarily the photo that's important, but your memory. What some of these edits do is help you create the moment that is the way you remember it, that's authentic to your memory and to the greater context, but maybe isn't authentic to a particular millisecond. No huge problems teaching people they can't trust any photos at all worth thinking about there. Google's finally rolling out the Zoom Enhance camera trick it announced last year. Apparently, turning the cliched, enhance meme into reality wasn't as easy as Google might have initially expected. Today, the company confirmed in a blog post that Zoom Enhance is finally rolling out to the Pixel 8 Pro and will also be present on the Pixel 9 Pro, 9 Pro XL, and 9 Pro Fold at launch. Google announced the AI-powered Zoom Enhance during last year's Made by Google event, but we've made it all the way to a new generation of phones, and only now is the software feature ready for release. When you pinch in, Zoom Enhance can intelligently sharpen and enhance the details of your images, so you can get closer than ever, even when you forget to zoom, is how Google's hardware chief, Rick Osterloh, explained the feature last October. Here's how the new Pixel Watch 3 stacks up against Google's last-gen model. Now that Google has officially announced the Pixel Watch 3 after a deluge of leaks and rumors, Android users have even more wearables to choose from. Google's latest smartwatch will arrive on September 10 and start at $349.99, with the last-gen Pixel Watch 2 hanging around for $249.99. Sadly, Google has dropped the original model from its lineup, though you can still buy it on sale from third-party retailers. With almost identical names and similar domed displays, it can be confusing to distinguish which watch is which, never mind which to buy. Yet, they're more different than they appear, with each wearable offering more features and capabilities than its predecessor. The new Pixel Watch 3 offers several advanced running features, for instance, along with a 45mm configuration that's likely the best option for those with larger wrists. Nonetheless, if price is your main concern, the last-gen model still has plenty to offer. Using Gemini Live was faster than Google, but also more awkward. A week ago, I was on a 3-day road trip when all the audio cut out in my car. From podcasts to directions, even the turn signal wasn't clicking. My co-pilot struggled to find a solution via Google. It took me at least 5 minutes. Today, it took Gemini Live, the just keep talking to it version of Google's voice assistant, about 15 seconds to come up with a solution that worked. Naturally, the moment felt magical. In The Verge's first interaction with the assistant, rolling out today, it felt like the promised cleverness of digital assistants is finally being delivered. But then Gemini Live kept talking. And talking. The Verge team was packed in a glass booth, and as Gemini Live droned on, a friendly Google employee encouraged me to go ahead and interrupt it. Everything Google announced at the Pixel 9 launch event. Google just wrapped up its Made by Google hardware event, where we got an official look at the refreshed Pixel 9 lineup and updates across Google's other devices. Even though the Pixel event confirmed many of the leaks we've seen over the past several weeks, Google still shared some announcements we haven't heard about yet. Here's a roundup of all the exciting news from Google's Pixel 9 event.